Hey you guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Hey, so we have big news, and I just hope that you guys enjoy this video, and it's amazing. So the big news is, drum roll please. Call me fiance.
Okay.
Call me fiance.
Okay.
So we are going to tell you guys the process, just how we led up to yesterday, which was June 2nd, and
I feel like every time you want to hear God laugh, you tell him your plans, because that's exactly how this proposal story goes. I had so much planned in theory that didn't actually come out to play in fruition, but everything happens the way it was supposed to, and it was a good story. So the initial planning took place back in February. So this is now, 3 months prior, and there was a lot of things that were kind of going behind the scenes. So every guy that's watching this knows, when you're trying to plan stuff, you're trying to be kind of sneaky, but without sneaky to the point where your girl think you cheating on her. So we actually had a moment in time when that happened. I was actually on the phone with my mom and the jeweler, and we were trying to figure out the correct measurements and figuring out the 4 C's. For all my people that don't know, it's carat, cut, color.
Mommy, y'all see this ring? He put thought into it. There's even details right here that I will tell y'all later. So pausing the story. So we went to get food. We got to go.
That's right. We did. We got something to eat.
I was getting hangry. He was like, babe, we were in the car. He was like, babe, just go in the house, and I gotta take this real quick. He didn't even tell me who it was.
Right. So I'm just I gotta take this phone call. So
I'm like, okay, cool. Do you?
So she goes in the house and kind of is waiting for me to come in. Fast forward through the story, it's 30 minutes goes by. And I go in and I'm like, oh, snap. I just know she about to go off on me when I go here. So I'm trying to think of stuff to tell her when I go in here. I go in, so technically I was on the phone with my mom and the jeweler because we're trying to figure all the measurements out and stuff. So I go in, the first thing I say is, I was on the phone with my mom.
As soon as he came in the house, because I think he felt the tension before he even walked in the door.
No, she just, she talking about something, I felt the tension. This is what she doing.
Couch waiting for him because I would not eat without my baby, right?
Interesting. Who you was on the phone with?
So I'm on the couch
So I was like, look, my mom was on the phone. She was on the phone, okay? Ain't nothing happening. She was on the phone, because if she asked me who was on the phone with at this point, I can't even make up some ridiculous.
Yeah. So he was like, I was on the phone with my mom, and then I was waiting for the food. I was waiting for him to come in, and he was like, let's go ahead and eat. I was like, I'm not hungry.
I don't want to eat.
I don't want to eat.
Mind you, we got food in the first place because she was hungry and was ready to eat.
Yes. So he called his mom and was like, Ma, wait, was it like that?
Mm-hmm. No. I texted her because I couldn't call her because I didn't. If I call my mom and be like, Ma, I need you to say that, then it's going to be obviously you told your mom to say that. Mm-hmm. But I really was on the phone with my mom. So my mom called and was like, hey, relax, chill, it's good. He was on the phone with me. I put it on speaker. As soon as I picked up, hey, Mom, thanks for calling. This is fantastic. I just wanted you to know how much I love you, and I just love talking with you when we were on the phone a few minutes ago. And she goes, yeah, G, it was me. He was on the phone. Blame me. This, that, and the third.
Mm-hmm. I was like, she lives across the U.S., so I was like, okay, you miss your mom, I understand. And since that call, I felt better. I was like, okay, I'm hungry again.
Yeah, so we were good. We ended up going on. But the whole point of me, taking a long time on that story is that was just, one example of, multiple times, when I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to hide something real quick, kind of disguise something.
You showed me something on your phone. He had shown me something on his phone, and I was just, scrolling through the pictures, and I
was like, don't go through my phone. Don't go through my phone. Mind you, at this point, it's because I have a video of the physical rings that I was looking at, and I'm like, she can't see the rings.
Yeah.
But she ain't acting right.
I wasn't, because I was like, what did I say? You were like, don't go through my phone. And he has never told me not to go through his phone. I don't go through phones. I was just looking at our pictures, and he was like, trust me, You don't know now, but
yeah. So I basically like I pulled like the aggressive man move and was like, I was not joking. I looked at her and I was like, look, trust me on this. Don't go through my phone. Don't ask me again.
And that's the thing about trust, because I trust him, so I wasn't like, oh, he out here cheating, or I wasn't accusing him of anything. I let it go.
And also, it wasn't because I was trying to like, I don't care about her going through my phone. I don't. But at this particular time, I was like, look, just trust me on this one. Don't go through my phone. But I said it in a very serious tone, like, as a man sometimes, you gotta put that foot down, boy. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put that thing down. I was like, look. And she ended up just trusting me, and we got through that little spiel.
Yeah. So fast forward.
I start planning stuff to actually plan it. So for those that don't know, I turned 30 this year. And we were planning stuff for my 30th birthday, right?
Yeah.
So we were trying to go to Puerto Rico because of COVID situations. We couldn't travel a lot, and we were trying to figure out where we could go that was reasonable, but still also like within, COVID restrictions. And so because PR is U.S. territory, there wasn't like a ton of restrictions to go. We could go and have a good time. So at this point, I get the ring. I start picking out how I'm going to propose. So I pick out like the hotel. I hire like a photographer. I had like all these plans planned for us to like basically propose on the beach. I hired this photographer. She had no idea. Had all this stuff set up, and I was gonna like surprise her when we were on the beach. So when it came to basically my birthday was 2 weeks before we were supposed to leave, and she actually had planned a surprise birthday cookout for me. Basically, it was a surprise. I saw all my friends. Long story short, you want to tell me what happened?
So that whole weekend, I mean, we did everything under the sun. We had so much fun, no regrets.
Also, like to fill everybody in the situation, North Carolina lifted the COVID restrictions, so we didn't do anything that we weren't supposed to do outside of, CDC recommendations.
We followed the rules.
Right.
Since we followed the rules, and then we got COVID.
Literally, so I was like, I'm starting to not feel good. The problem is that at this point, like, I'm like trying to do everything I can to not believe it's COVID, right? Because I'm like, I've at this point, I've dumped in not only money for her ring, but like the proposal idea, setting up. We were supposed to be in Puerto Rico for 6 days and 5 nights, so basically a week. So like, obviously, like, there's a ton of money going into this like extravagant proposal.
Yeah.
And like literally 4 days before we were supposed to leave, we caught COVID.
And y'all, God is good, because there were some complications in our reservations, and y'all know when you book plans, you don't get any of your money. Well, you get some of your money back, but not all of it.
Right.
Long story short, we got our deposit back, our hotel money, airfare. He got his photographer money, whatever he had planned, we got everything back.
So we didn't actually come out red, and we did decide, well, let's rephrase that. We didn't decide. I decided that since I was going to propose at this time, I got to like scramble and come up with some plans, right? Because I already took time off of work. My job is fortunate enough to where I have quite a significant amount of vacation days. I'm going to enjoy my time off. I'm not going to stress about it, right? So I was like, but I have to figure out the next plan. My next plan was to propose at the largest house in America, aka Biltmore, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And so the first thing I do after we've recovered from COVID and all that kind of stuff, I basically was like, babe, let's go to Biltmore.
Yeah. And I was like, no,
I won't go. I won't go to the beach. I won't go.
I did. We were going to Puerto Rico, y'all. I was planning to get a nice tan line, get my hair wet so it's like curly, and just lay on the beach, poolside.
So she had this whole extravagant thing in her head, but like I said at the beginning of the video, if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. So I basically pulled another like, just trust me, put my foot down moment. Was like, look, we going to Biltmore. It'll be nice. I booked the reservation for the hotel. Like, just trust me on this one. It'll be Gucci.
Yeah, and I looked into it, and it was so pretty. So I was like, yeah, I'm down. You know?
It's also like, for reference, it's springtime at Biltmore, so like everybody knows they have beautiful flower gardens. And so I'm thinking that in the back of my mind is like a good backup plan.
Yeah.
So we ended up driving up to Biltmore, we're in Charlotte. We drive up to Asheville. It's only like a 2-hour drive, so it wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
We get there. We ended up kind of like catching some food to get something to eat, and then doing a little bit of shopping. When we do some of the shopping, I actually let her pick out, because there's a complimentary wine tasting included with your admissions ticket. I was like, why don't we pick out a bottle of wine? Now, mind you, the wine was for later because we're celebrating this proposal. But at this point, this one doesn't know. So I was like, yeah, let's get your favorite bottle of wine. We can celebrate later. Da, da, da. I didn't say celebrate. I was like, we can just drink it later, at the room, whatever. So we ended up getting a bottle of wine. Then we end up going to the gardens afterwards. Now, at this point, I knew specifically where in the gardens I wanted to propose at. But I was like, unsure of how to get her to the spot, basically. So we ended up walking around the gardens, and I'm kind of fast forwarding a little bit. So we walk around the gardens, and then as we get close to the ideal spot where I'm trying to propose at, I see like 2 girls that were close to us in age. And I was like, great, perfect. They know how to work a camera, and there could be no issues. Because at this point, I didn't hire a professional photographer, because if everybody knows, you have to pay to go on the grounds of Biltmore. So not only would I have to have paid him for his service, I would have paid him for his admissions ticket. It just would have been a whole thing. So I ended up catching these 2 girls and was like, hey, I need you guys to take... No, you said it. Sorry, actually.
So we're walking. It was this nice setup. It looked like...
It was in the Rose Gardens, and in the Rose Gardens, there was like a bouquet of flowers that hung over a walkway, right?
Yeah.
So you could see a walkway, but it was engulfed in pink roses. And they were legit roses, because someone tried to back up into them and got poked by some thorns. But
I was excited.
Okay.
So the girls were taking their own pictures, and when they were done, I was like, hey, will you take a picture of us?
Right. And when she said that part, I actually grabbed both of the girls and was like, I said it loud. I was like, let me show you how to work my camera real quick. I knew they already knew how to work it. They're millennials. I was like, let me show you how to work my camera real quick. But really what I was doing was I pulled them to the side and was like, actually, I need you guys to do a video and not take photos. I'm about to propose.
Yeah.
So the girls played it real cool. They didn't give anything away. I walked back towards G at this point, and G's like trying to pose for photos, like doing...
I'm like pulling my dress, and I'm just like, posing.
Everybody look at me.
So pretty. So I'm like posing, and he like turns to me, and I'm like, what? And then the eyes, I love you too. So he looked dead in my eyes, very focused.
Oh, good.
And that's when I knew. I was like, oh, he's serious. Ah! And like I literally screamed like that. I was like, ah! So he said what he had to say, and I screamed, and I was like, yes. And everybody looked at us because I was screaming.
Well, how did you feel in the moment?
I felt butterflies. I was shooketh because I had no idea.
Okay, good.
And I'm a nosy person.
Always want to surprise her.
I'm FBI. So
she think.
I am, because I be knowing. So he did a good job. I had no idea. And the ring is beautiful. He definitely did his homework on his own. I don't think anybody helped him but his mom. I mean, he quizzed me, but without me knowing.
Yeah, so that was the thing too, right? Like I'm sitting here like being funny about like picking up the ring and stuff, but also you have to know your girl and the personality of the ring. So what happened is I was like, when I saw it, I just immediately knew. Pausing the story, all my guys know you pick out the band, you pick out the diamond separately. So it does like cut, color, the 4 C's, you already know.
You designed it, y'all.
Yeah. So you kind of know what goes into it. And then when I saw the band, I was like, obviously, like, that's my boo band. So I was like, we'll figure the other part out. But.
Yeah. And I said yes. And I'm just enjoying being a fiance and baby.
Oh my gosh.
So that's how it went down, and I hope y'all enjoy this.
Yeah, so they'll upload multiple other videos about the review of the Biltmore and like the rest of the actual experience outside of the actual engagement itself. So please like, comment, subscribe. If you guys have different parts of the Biltmore that you love or different parts of the proposal that you thought were cute, please comment down below. We'd love to see you guys comment. We'll respond back.
Follow our Instagram, and thank you for the support.
Yeah, thanks guys.
Bye.